Well, hello, I am Jesus and this is Pitmaster on the way. Today we will review how to do charcoal grilling and how to maintain temperature throughout the cook. Even though I will be using my Weber kettle, this video is applicable to all charcoal grills because they all have the same principle. So, if you are interested, stay tuned and let's get to it. Okay, so in this video I will light up some briquettes in the end so that you can actually see how the temperature fluctuates in a certain period of time and how you can play with it. So the first step you want to do is to make sure that your grill is clean. So I'll show you how I like to do it with mine. Okay, so this is how I like to start with my grill. I first make sure that I leave no ashes and I try to clean this area either with a brush or even you can take some foil and just wrap it. But the first point is to have it clean the way it is here. Okay, when it comes to the cleaning, at least these weapon models, the latest one, they have this system that when you move this lever, all the ash that is in the cooking chamber goes to the ash catcher. So that helps a lot and it makes it very easy to take all the ash away from the main chamber. Okay, so now that I have my grill clean, I will put here now my first grate. This is where the charcoal is going to be. And for this video, I am not going to explain how I light up my briquettes because I don't want to spend more time there. But if you are interested, check the link that is going to be up here. And there you can see how I like to light my briquettes with chimney starter and without it. But for the time being, I will light it up and then I will show you how does it look like. So all charcoal grills operate in the same way. You will notice that they all have at least two ventilations. One in the bottom where the charcoal is and one in the upper lid or dome. And the reason is that charcoal, it needs oxygen. When there is fire, when the charcoal is burning, it needs oxygen for the reaction to happen. And once the heat is in the chamber, it needs one way to go out. And that's where the upper vent helps. So you have to think it like this. In the lower vent, the air goes in, and in the upper vent, the air or hot air goes out. So this is gonna help you a lot when you want to do smoking or when you want to control the temperatures, which we will review later on in this video. Okay, so once charcoal is hot, you have basically three ways on how you can arrange them in the cooking chamber. The first one, and is the one that I would recommend to all the beginners, is that you put all the charcoal only on one side of the cooking chamber and that you leave the other side empty. This is called the two zones because you will have one very hot zone if you are searing steaks or you need a lot of heat, and then the other side which is not going to be so hot. And that will help you if you have any flare-ups or something, you can move your meat there. Then the other way is that you will spread the charcoal all through the cooking chamber. And this is useful if you are only doing steaks and you have plenty of them, for example. So you can just put them in all the cooking space and it will help. And the third way is what I would call three zones. It basically means you put the charcoal on one side, then you have an empty space, and then you have more charcoal. So in the middle, you can have indirect cooking, but you will have the heat coming from the two areas besides. Okay, so obviously the next step is that once you have lighted up your charcoal, you just take your chimney and you pour it over your grill, depending on what kind of arrangement you want. In this case, I'm gonna be using two zones, so I will put all the charcoal into one area or one side of the grill. So once you have put it to the grill, the next step is to make sure that your lower ventilation is open. In my case, it was not. And then the next step is that you need to put your grates. There you go. And then you should put the lid. And remember to open the upper ventilation. And for now, you have to let it be. Let it go up as much as it can because you need that heat in order to clean the grates. Okay, now that 5 minutes have gone by, then the next step is to clean your grates. And the way I like to do it is that you need to have a brush. They sell this also in the grilling stores. So you just go ahead and clean it just like that. You want to make sure that it is very clean because you don't want to have any traces of the previous food you have cooked here. So once it is clean, you're good to go. Okay, so now to the second point of this video, how to maintain temperature throughout the cook. So while the grill is getting hot, you have both ventilations open. So the way is that how you regulate temperature is by closing one of them. So in my experience, I have noticed that if you want to do the bigger changes, let's say you want to go down 100 degrees or something like that, you should play with the lower vent, which is the one that feeds oxygen to the charcoal. And if you need to do minor corrections, let's say it's going up a little bit too much, then you can start playing with the upper vent. If you are starting, I would definitely recommend to play only with the lower vent and always keep your up vent open all the time. And as you get more experience, then you learn how to play with these two vents and what they actually do to your grill. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you how the temperature varies in my grill when I put the lower vent right in the middle. And you must also know that the temperature changes, they don't happen so suddenly. It takes like 5 to 7 minutes, or it can be even more, until the temperature starts decreasing or increasing depending on the changes you have done to the ventilations. Okay, so once I put the charcoal to the grill, you all saw that the temperature was around 250 degrees Celsius. So now I have closed the lower vent halfway through so that we could actually see what happens. So let's let the grill run for about 10 to 15 minutes and then let's see where we are. So 15 minutes went by and it's time to check how is the temperature looking right now. So let's see. Alright, so it looks like in this period of time the temperature has dropped 15 degrees Celsius. So something to consider is that the temperature was already very high when we put the charcoal here. And normally if you're gonna do some indirect cooking, let's say you have some ribs or something like that, you need way lower temperature. So this is the time where you need to think how much charcoal you use. So for this video, I have used my chimney starter halfway through. So this is where you need to start playing with how much charcoal you use and how do you use those vents in order to get the temperature you want. So I will still run this grill for 10 minutes more and let's see what happens to the temperature, but you already get the notion of what happens. So I will still keep the lower vent halfway through and then let's see what happens to it. Okay, so another 10 minutes have gone by. It is time to check what is the current temperature now. So if we see the thermometer, we can actually see that the temperature has decreased just a little bit. So that's normal. It actually means that the grill is actually going pretty well. And I have to say at this point that there is no secret formula that I can tell you or any Pitmaster can tell you on how to maintain temperature. It's just a matter of practicing with the lower vent and the upper one until you actually master. But if you actually think of it, the best part of practicing is that you get to grill more. So why not? Continue grilling until you master your charcoal grilling. Okay, and the last step to the charcoal grilling is clean your grill. After you're ready and you have cooked everything you want, first make sure that the coal is extinct or close all the ventilation so that the coal doesn't have more oxygen so the fire stops. And once it is fully cold, then I would suggest that you remove the ashes as fast as possible, because if you let them be for a long time, it can help the roasting process. Alright, so that was today's video. I hope you found it useful. If you like what we're doing with this channel, please subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you the next time.